I want to talk to you today about the dynamic purpose of prayer. Father, as I talk to your children, please direct in all things that we might come to understand better this prayer experience for your name's sake. When we talk about something being dynamic, we are talking about the driving force. What is driving it? And we think about the purpose for prayer. What is God's intention when He gave us prayer? I want to suggest to you today that one of God's primary intentions in giving us prayer is to bring us into the place of prayer. What do you mean by that, preacher? What I mean is, when you look at Genesis chapter 3 and verse 8, and they heard the voice of the Lord God walking in the garden in the cool of the day. And Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord amongst the trees of the garden. And the Lord God called unto Adam and said unto him, Where art thou? And he said, I heard thy voice in the garden and was afraid because I was naked and I hid myself. I want you to get this, my friends, listening to me in Radio Land, that Adam and Eve had something that is the best thing. We are enjoying the second best thing when we come in prayer. But Adam and Eve were able to talk to God face to face in the cool of the day. They could talk to God with such ease as a man talks with his friend. But it is this that we lost. It is this that was taken away by sin. And so God has given us the next best thing, prayer. And it is prayer that was given that it might bring us into the place of prayer. We must come to the place where we could talk to God. Oh yeah, after Adam and Eve had that experience, we were left with just open air experiences from a distance where we talked. And so Jacob, for example, we are told in Genesis chapter 28 and verse 18 that Jacob rose up early in the morning and took the stone that he had put for a pillow where he had had that dream, seeing angels ascending and descending, and he had set it up for a pillar and poured oil on top of it, and he called the name of the place Bethel. But the name of the city was called Luz at first. And Jacob vowed a vow, saying, If God will be with me and will keep me in this way that I go, I will give him and give me bread to eat and raiment to put on, so that I come again to my father's house in peace. Then shall the Lord be my God. Herein Jacob experienced the place of prayer. The place of prayer, he called it Bethel, for the house of God. God has given us prayer that we might come into a place of prayer with Him. We moved from the open air experience, and God gave a tabernacle that we might dwell among Him. Then Solomon built the Lord a temple, and that He might dwell with His people. And He said that whenever they are in this world, if they point their faces toward the temple, they're going to be all right. It was a connecting link to the place of prayer, to the place where God was dwelling. Not so much the place was His concern, but He was more concerned with the meeting, especially the communing and the communion. We find in the New Testament a story between Mary and Martha. It's found in the book of Luke chapter 10 and verse 38. And it says, Now it came to pass as they went that he entered into a certain village, and a certain woman named Martha received him into her house. And she had a sister called Mary, which also sat at Jesus' feet and heard his word. But Martha was cumbered about with much serving, and came to him and said, Lord, doest thou not care that my sister had left me to serve alone? Bid her therefore that she help me. And Jesus answered and said unto her, Martha, Martha, thou art careful and troubled about many things, but one thing is needful. And Mary had chosen that good path, which shall not be taken away from her. God has given us prayer to get into the place of prayer. Mary had found that place. It was at the feet of Jesus. Sitting at the feet of Jesus, the songwriter says, Where can mortal be more blessed? Mary had found that place, and God is calling us to find that secret place of the Most High. God gave us prayer that we might come into the place of prayer. May God bless you as you pray.